my darling. How are you?
Good, Ojas. Good. Lovely to see you here.
Lovely to see you
Hello.
too. So here we are at my academy and we're going live with you. So I thought there'll be a model who I can, dissect the look with you for any questions that the audience may have. So lovely connecting with you.
Same here, Ojas. And you're such a giver because I know you started this academy out of true passion and you want to kind of, spread knowledge and share what you've learned over these 25 years with everyone. So that's why we thought, you would be the best to kind of, give a small checklist and tips. But before we start that, I would like you to kind of, tell me how did you get into makeup? What inspired you to start doing makeup for celebrities and styling them and all? I would love to hear your story.
I've always followed my passion, my dream, though I'm sure people know by now I'm a chartered accountant by profession. And I always call myself Destiny's Child because as a child when I was growing up, I've been always a very big Bollywood buff. And I remember we used to see movies of Rina Taman, Parveen Babi, and they were so fashion forward for their time, if you see. I think there was not even a single actress who could really look as trendy as them, be it their hair, their makeup, the way they carried themselves, to their body mannerism, to the shoes, like that elegance. And then after that, we had Tina Muneem and Dimple Kapadia, who I got a chance to work with. I worked with Dimple Kapadia, who's always been the golden girl of the era, and Tina Muneem being the fashionista, who's now Tina Ambani. So I feel I'm always a dreamer, and I always tell people dream because there is nothing that can stop you to achieve your dreams. And my father's first, like his first bet was that Ojas, you need to graduate, you need to become an accountant because he's an accountant himself. So I kept up my promise and I did become a chartered accountant, graduate from the best college, Sydney College. And then I think I was like, I had enough of that. Worked as a CE for 1 year and I'm so a corporate person. I'm so not, sometimes, when you're a creative person, always buzzing with ideas to do things, to do that. And as a child growing up, I used to do fashion window dressing. I used to do modeling as a student. I've been a model. I've been a fashion show choreographer, into music, into everything, into painting. So I told my father, give me this one chance to prove to you. But I remember that time my father said, what is this hajam ka dhanda? That is a typical Indian notion that every parent has, that what is this hajam ka? I told my father, darling, trust me, this hajam ka is much more well-paying, more respectful than anything you can dream of. And they packed me off to Miami, imagine. Because they didn't want me to pursue this career. And I went to my Masi's place in Miami.
That's so nice, Ojas, because I can totally connect as I started. Sure, I said I can
Can
totally
you hear me,
connect to your
darling?
story because yes, I can. I said I can totally connect to your story because I also started with a corporate job and I know then I thought I need to do something more creative and that's when I started Team Weaver. So I can totally connect because when you are a creative person and you want to do something different from what everyone's doing, you
I
totally
don't think
follow
it's
your
about
heart.
doing something different than what people are doing. It's about pursuing your dream and doing something that you love. Like I today, day in, day out, spell it out in bold letters to the new generation kids and more than that to the parents. Allow your child to discover their interest because a lot of times you're pushing your daughter to become a scientist, you're pushing your son to be a doctor, whereas he's more influenced by football or he's going to cricket or he's going to music. Let them, because I think when you allow a child to discover his or her platform, they definitely do rocking business. You know what I'm saying? They come out with everything, they put in all their heart and effort, time, energy, everything, and they come out being a star. So I feel it's always very important for the parents to allow a child to discover what he or she likes.
That's amazing. Yeah, I totally buy that. And I think nowadays parents are more open. And I know when you started, I understand the challenges you must have faced to convince your parents to get into this.
Yeah, I think like
And
after about 23 years back when I became a makeup artist and it was a big social taboo and all. But I remember like when I went to America, we have this, sorry to sound rude again, but in India we have this foreign return tag. So when I came back from Miami in 6.5 years, I came on a vacation and that is the time when I got my first break with Urmila's movie Rangila because I already knew all the fashion tutorials I could to model. So I already had the connection. I just had to tell people I'm back in Bombay and I'm looking for work. And immediately this happened. And then I got Ashura's
yeah,
first
yeah.
Coca-Cola commercial. Now, people were itching and dying to do PR in today's in makeup artists. You have to do PR and collaboration shoots and do this and do that. But I think my work spoke volume. That's what Aishwarya till date ever said. Ojas, by the end of your work is only what speaks volume. How much of a PR you do, how much of a social media you do, but I think that connect only happens when your work is fantastic. And when you're hardworking, when you give it, you're 100%. So I feel today, in fact, it's easier because today there's so much of social media, which really enhances you and encourages you to think better. There's more visibility. Today a small brand also suddenly becomes very big on social media, even though their work may be very okay or amateur, but they still get so many opportunities. And a lot of times people are insecure about the opportunities that may come. But I feel if you just manifest in life good things, they come to you.
Yeah, I think so. I too believe in manifestation. But tell me, how did you kind of, switch from celebrity styling and makeup to weddings? Because weddings is again a very different ball game. Does it happen? Did it happen automatically, or
So
I
that's
know.
also a story to it. That is also a story to it. And I still do celebrities. I have not given up totally celebrity work at all. If you saw, I just now shot with Divya Agarwal. I shoot a lot with Urvashi Rautela, with Sonam Kapoor. But what is happening, I think, when you grow more mature in life, you weigh your pros and cons, you prioritize because you want to grow also. So I think I started my hair and makeup school 10 years back because I realized that that is where the money is, where I can train people. Because I didn't have the chance to be trained in India because I think that time we really didn't have any great people who used to train people as a makeup artist. And I came up with this idea 12 years back, and today from 12 years I'm having my own hair and makeup school, which I'm very proud of. And I remember when I was doing with Aishwarya, Devdas. I think Devdas and Hamdil De Chuke Sanam really killed the charts. And also there was a movie with Urmila and Salman Khan called Janam Samjha Karo, where there's a song Sabki Barat Aayi Doli Tu Dilana. It was a totally golden bronze bridal look, where she carried off very, very beautifully. That was the time when I got my first phone call from a bride from London. I still remember her name. I'm sure she's seen us. Preeti Popat was my bride from London. And she was totally enamored by the Devdas look, and with Neeta Lulla, who was a costume designer. So the first thing she did was call me, booked me, then she booked Neeta Lulla for the costume. And I went to London to do my first bride. And I was very apprehensive, like how it's going to be. But it's been the best experience of my life. So basically, I think the wedding industry, the wedding business, you know how it is that when you please one client, our work is all word of mouth. So one good job leads to a million other good jobs. So I think that's really a very, very good feeling. Plus the money comes on time, whereas Bollywood, we all know the money doesn't come on time. You have a 90 days to 100 days pay schedule happening, which is really annoying. It's gone blank. What happened? Yeah, sorry. So I feel you always, when you grow in life, you start to strategize, prioritize your work schedule. So now, when it's bridal season, I only give my dates to the wedding season, whereas when it's shooting season, I give my dates to shooting season. But also, I think what I loved about, like you were asking, how this major breakthrough happened. So I'm really sorry to say, but 15 to 18 years back, 15 to 18 years back, I think bridal makeup was a big joke. I mean, if you see, a lot of, brides, they look like, I don't know what, they look like TV serial Bhabijis or TV serial vamps. I think it's just now that from the past 5 to 7 years, there's so much of awareness of bridal makeup per se, which is like a designer look. You know what I'm saying? People are actually ready to spend money on their hair and makeup. So you're getting bank to understand that how
So
important.
just one request we're getting. Ojas,
Hi,
can
can
you
you hear
turn your
me?
camera? Yeah, Ojas, can you turn your camera because you're coming like
Is that better?
your view will
Yeah,
if
you
you
can do
just
that
a
because
little
we're
more
getting a lot of
understanding.
Okay, just
requests.
turn it.
Yes,
So again,
suggested the
you're
link.
confusing the
So
no
does the
makeup look.
no
When
makeup
I
look
say no
suit all
makeup look, the
occasions, Ojas,
foundation looks
or
like a
do you?
very plain, soft, natural canvas. That doesn't mean that you don't play with the eye makeup, you don't with the hairstyles. If you see any of my brides, they look like a Barbie doll on, like on their payras. That otherwise they look like a fashionista, like a very Jennifer Lopez in their Sangeet or a cocktail or a reception. Because everywhere the hairstyles change, the eyeshadows change, the contouring changes. Like I said, you completely transform a plain Jane to a diva. So it's not about makeup, it's not about splashing too much makeup, but doing it aesthetically in the right ways and understanding what would suit somebody. And like I don't like that matching. So earlier days when they make a blue green pink, they have that blue green pink eyeshadow, which would look very cliche, and it starts to be very tacky. But today
Yeah,
is
yeah.
more about like, using different eye makeup for Sangeet, different. So like I said, whether you do Bollywood, whether you do brides, the foundation is always constantly soft, but what changes is the eye makeup and your lip color and your hair. Hair is what majorly transforms you.
Sure.
So I feel,
No,
like
but
I said, it's
no,
not that, pehle, and accessorization, like I said, when you do accessorization also looks very good. Like you see nowadays, reception brides are very into the red carpet look. Everybody wants to wear a gown and they want a very chic, Hollywood wave hair, a dark lipstick and just a wing liner look. Whereas
yeah, yeah.
Firas, I think, though Sabyasachi is kind of repeatedly shown a lot of smoky eyes in his, vision of bride, in his kind of, whatever you see, the ad campaign. But 95% of my brides, or at least I think 95% of all the Indian brides, do not like smoky eyes on their Firas. Because the mother only say, Bapri, bahut kala kala kar diya, bahut kala, because we have that Hindus, they have that Bapri kala. For them, wedding is very ethereal, very Cinderella. They like shimmer, shine, sparkle, but they do not like too much of smokiness in the eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know what? What you're saying is really, really right. But do you have any brides insisting that I only want nude colors in my lipsticks for all occasions? Do you
Yeah,
have
but
any
like I
any?
said, that doesn't make the look repetitively same. You understand? Because your hairdo
Yeah,
changes, your outfit changes, your eyeshadow changes. So again, I think nude look very soft, very youthful. Because I also have a feeling that somebody who's relatively in their late 30s or early 30s, 28, people already 27 getting married, they do not like to wear too heavy lipsticks, especially dark, because they feel they look mature, which is a fact.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you need to balance it out because, like, if you use such a big, bright scarlet red or a wine red, you need to know that the eye makeup should be very subtle. The eye makeup has to be subtle. You cannot have jarring, smoky eyes with a red lip because you end up looking like a vamp. So that fashion
I
aesthetic, makeup aesthetic should be in the makeup artist definitely. Plus, I think hair and makeup go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So when you have one person, like I design the hair and the makeup, it becomes very easy because when you're working with another hairstylist, there's always different views, opinions, and the bride doesn't know whether she should listen to the hairdresser, whether the makeup artist, or nowadays they have suddenly stylists, come up. Some of the brides like to have stylists for their weddings or whatever, and not realizing that stylist is just there to give them the clothes and go away. They cannot decide the hair and makeup look. It's like that. You cannot go to a doctor and tell the doctor how to treat you, right? Because it's going to be a big fiasco.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So,
And I
a
don't
lot
think in
of
our
brides.
country this wedding celebrity stylist really works to any range because somewhere, like if you see Indian metal, oh, barpari, humko sasta chahiye, they're bargaining, or they want to buy a lehenga of 10, 12 lakhs or 20 lakhs. On top, if they're going to hire a stylist who's a celebrity style from Bollywood, tell her what to wear. I know my clients, oh my God, please, I know what I want to wear, right? Because every girl has a picture of what she wants. They're all on Pinterest, they're all on Instagram, they're all on every social media portal because they exactly have references of what they want. So today, if you're a stylist and I want to buy a Manish Malhotra, I'm going to listen to Manish Malhotra or to the stylist. So again, there's a lot of constant war of decision making because Manish may have one in mind, the stylist may have B in mind, and the bride may have C in mind. To get all three people to come to one closure is really really tough. So I don't think that really works so much in terms of weddings. I think it's become a big fiasco. Whoever's tried to do that business also, I don't think they've really been very successful. I think 1 in a million may have got a celebrity stylist to do their wedding clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's very personal. But if I want to ask you that, what is a five-step checklist for a bride who deciding what makeup and hairstyle would accentuate her look in every event? So could you, there are a lot of brides who joined us today. So can you give them, their wedding is around the corner. So could you give them like a five-pointer checklist that, they should always remember from the time they start looking or deciding what kind of makeup they should have or what kind of hairstyling they should be going ahead with?
First and foremost would be, I think, confidence because a look that makes you super confident. You don't think you could wear the most expensive makeup, the most heavy makeup. If you're not confident in that, you're not going to be able to carry it. So I feel confidence is the perfect, by far, the most important, part of any makeup, you could say. Second would be a perfect smile. You have to smile because then only you look nice. Otherwise, how much ever an Ojas Rajan or even if God comes from heaven and does your makeup, you're not going to smile, you're going to be grouchy. I'm sorry, it's going to be disaster. And I think in terms of makeup, I think definitely I would always tell a bride to be comfortable in her own skin. I cannot replicate a Deepika or I cannot replicate an Aishwarya. I have to be myself, me. I am me myself. That's when you start loving yourself. Everything looks great because then I would rather set a trend, right? Why would I follow somebody's trend? I'd rather be the trendsetter, let people follow me. It's like that, right? So I feel today's, especially like I said, today's brides are very easy because they know what they want exactly. And I have seen everybody wants a very minimal foundation look. So I feel once they master their foundation look, it's half the battle won. And if somebody, like you said, a lot of people like to wear dark colors, I would always tell them to try out dark red lipsticks or maroons, whatever they want, and see how comfortable they are. Because what happens on the day if I put a maroon lipstick for you, they say, oh my God, it's too much, now washed it. You're in that very shaky mood, you're not sure. So that unsurety and uncertainty can make you feel less confident. So I always tell them to prep before for the lip shade that they're happy. Shy wearing a few dark colors, or they do not like to experiment, if you know what I mean. A lot of people are very happy in their soft colors. So I always tell them, try, even if it's a nudie pink, try and see how comfortable. And nowadays, selfie ka zamana, 1 second you use a selfie and it instantly tells you what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Or even for that matter of winged eyeliner. A lot of girls who I know are not very comfortable having a very big winged eyeliner because they find it very Nina Kumari looking. They find it very old school. And I think also very important with makeup is, like I said, is hand in hand with hair. So I always tell I request in fact my brides to have their hair slightly highlighted. Because like how you being a layperson always asking how can the looks look different. But when you're doing a mehndi look to a sangeet look, in the mehndi we may have a few braids or whatever. So whatever detailing I do on the hair first highlight, if you see, there's more movement in the hair. But if it's one color, there's very little that you can do. Like see, my model here has very dark color. So even if I make a little rose flower or I do some twisties, it's very restrictive. You really can't tell in pictures or even in person. And it starts looking a little too cliche, or sometimes with very dark hair, you start looking very harsh.
So do you also suggest some kind of...
She has a lovely caramel toned brown highlights or brown colors. Those always look very soft in pictures and fantastic all the time.
So do you also suggest that, they should start some kind of hair care as soon as, they start their, exercise of getting married and deciding on their look? Do you also suggest that, they should have some hair care regime that they start with?
So the first and foremost, when we make a phone call to a bride, is first what I get into is her skincare. I understand what her skin type is and recommend her what skincare she would need, or whether there's any vitamin serum, because you get lovely vitamin infused serums in the market. So for the day, if you use those religiously, you would look wow. I mean, you would definitely look better than a J-Lo glowing all the way. So I think again there are secrets for we have a secret anecdotes for the perfect glow. For a perfect finesse, some people have a little rough, uneven skin, so there is time to polish it, to dermatally correct it, or you can even make your pigmentation go completely down. A most common problem, if you see out of 100 brides, 99 nowadays have PCOD. So there is very little that you can do about PCOD, but if you have chia seeds, you correct your weight loss or weight gain with that. I think there's a lot that can happen. So also we kind of dissect a chart of do's and don'ts in terms of your diet. Because most of the common problem is bloating. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That everybody is stressed with bloating. People are, with lack of sleep, there's bloating. There's alcohol, there's bloating. Or genetically, you have that, issue with certain food, you just bloat up. And weddings is all about late nights and partying and drinking and eating all the rubbish food that is available. So definitely there's a little certain part of bloating. So we give them certain key anecdotes as to how to make that bloating completely disappear on your face, as if your stomach looks flat and fine. So I think that is very important that we kind of gauge and tell them. And also instead of hair care is very important because a lot of people have hair fall, receding hair or dandruff. Or like I said, people are very scared to experiment with hair color. So I suppose if my brides are in Bombay coming to me for a meeting, I have a lot of hair extensions at home which I show them in their hair. Like, I want you to color your hair, but you say, no, Ojas, I'm very scared. So I make you try a caramel tone highlighted hair or maybe a plain brown, highlighted extension. And I make you click a picture, see yourself in the mirror to show you how confident you feel and how good you feel about that hair color. Because instantly nobody wants to just color their hair because Ojas Rajan said color your hair, means they want one color. So they want to try out a few extensions or maybe see how it feels, how the feeling of it is all about. Or sometimes people are very scared of using eyelashes. That's like a major, major scare. Oh my God, I never tried eyelashes. So we make them try an eyelash or colored lenses. If you see nowadays, whether it's the Deepika, whether it's the Tara Ali Khan, whether it's the Tara, everybody wears these soft brown lenses which are called
Lenses.
eye enhancers. So they actually enhance your features and soften your features to a great extent. So again, we tell the brides to go all out and try these eye enhancers because they really, really make you feel wow. And then what happens is if you've done this soft makeup with that eye enhancer, looks lovely. Again, a good example would be Deepika Padukone and Bajirao Mastani. It's all about the lovely, flawless base, which is made a little fairer than her skin tone. If you've noticed Bajirao Mastani, Deepika is personally a dusky girl, but they've really made her look fairer at that moment because she was the Maharani. And they've given her these green-brown lenses, which look fantastic. And also nowadays, I'm sure you being such a trendy lady yourself, there are these individual eyelash extensions which people love putting. Have you even experienced that?
No, I am like,
So I think Bombay, whether you're in Jodhpur, Bombay, everybody is now talking about individual. So how you do your gel nails, you can also put individual eyelash extensions, which people love doing to a certain extent. And they really add that little charm to your face. So it's really nice. So what happens when before the wedding, they may have a small puja or a small lunch. If they have the little eyelash extension, they have lenses. If their hair is done well, they look fantastic. Or during the wedding also, sometimes in the morning, they do not want to do full-on makeup. They have that Phoolo ki Holi, or they have Mata ki Chowki, they have some puja in the morning and some other thing where they do not want to do full-on hair and makeup. They love these little gimmicks which we give them, and it's such a good feeling. Or even when they're on a honeymoon, after the wedding makeup, everything is done. When they honeymoon, they want nowadays everything again is all about clicking the perfect pictures at the perfect location. So when your skin is well taken care of, your hair is taken care of, you have hair extensions, you have a little lenses, you have eyelash extensions, you are completely sorted. And you start
so I
loving
feel
yourself.
So I feel, Ojas, it's really about, keeping in touch with your makeup and hairstylist, having a frank chat, trying doing like going and meeting them personally or through a Zoom call, like you're saying, So the prep starts much earlier, maybe at least three
Definitely,
to
and I
four
think when you
months.
become the best friend with your makeup artist, I think you're in great hands and everything goes flawlessly and there's no ifs and buts, there's nothing. And like I said, the best thing is whoever you book, have full faith and confidence in the person, and you are responsible to manifest all good things. So when you go with that flow in your mind, everything just is like a cakewalk. But if you have any doubts, there's always trouble.
So do you suggest like, that they should go for trial mocks and trial makeups? Do you suggest that? Like,
I'm
at
sorry,
least for
come
the
again.
main, so like a trial makeup or mock to kind of,
I think
at
trials
least.
and all are just a myth because, like I said, half the brides live outstation, then they're going to take a flight and come for a trial. So I
Yes,
don't
yes.
think trials really work to that extent because more or less you've already seen that person's style of makeup on social media or from your friends, brides, wedding planners. So yes, if somebody is very anal, then they get a trial. But if somebody really is not so anal, I think what they need to do is prepare themselves and talk to the makeup artist about what they like, what they don't like. Because I think communication is very important in any business, any sector.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Because
If
when you
you
go,
say,
like I said, when you go to a hairstyle to color your hair for the first time, they're not going to do a trial hair color on your head, right? So when
yeah.
you go with their name, with their expertise, with that faith in them. So when you have that full faith in that person, everything comes out magical. Or for matter your haircut. If you want to have a haircut, are you going to get a trial haircut and done? Because once hair is cut, it's gone forever. So you have to have that confidence about what hairstyle you want, what haircut you want. And yes, when the expertise is telling you that, maybe side bangs or maybe a little longer, till your cheekbone or maybe till your jawline, I think that's why we take expert advice and that's why there are experts around worldwide, right? So I feel when you have that full eyes and that confidence, and when you strike the perfect chord with your hairstylist and makeup artist, and nowadays there's so much of referencing on Pinterest, if you see, or even on video calls you can talk if you're, far away or something. Now with the social distancing, people are scared to have meetings or come and visit also. I think you can always do that. We have so many brides who, kind of called us on video call and said, Ojas, I'm having a small function, I'm going to be doing my own makeup, and during the lockdown, we've helped zillions of brides, we've helped them to achieve their perfect makeup, and they've always been very happy and grateful.
So I'll just put this together and sum it up for my brides here. So there's 5 points that Ojas has put. One, be very confident, wear a smile on the day of the wedding. but it's not the day of the wedding only where a makeup artist can help. The makeup artist can start helping you from the time you start to plan your wedding, which is with your skincare, your diet. You know, I didn't think that the makeup artists are going all length to even tell you what better to eat, right? So your diet, your what hair care you can do, what color can you have? Because you know, if like Ojas really mentioned well that you know, or if you have a lighter, if you have a certain skin tone, certain hair color goes. What kind of eyelashes can go? What kind of eye color you can enhance? So a lot of work with the makeup artist freehand will help you. And of course, the very natural look works, and you can just change maybe a little bit in the lip color and all that. And the hairstyling is really, really important. And I really love the point Ojas brought about water retention, because Ojas has gone, she's gone all and even thought about, you know, if there is a if the bride has had a good time last evening and had a good party, then still how can she help the bride still get a flawless look? And I think all this comes with so much experience of 25 years. And I remember Ojas also mentioned that your hair accessories, like what kind of bola or mantika to wear so that you know your face looks thinner, it doesn't look bloated. All these things is something a good makeup artist such as Ojas always takes care. And I think it's been a really, really valuable session. We've taken back what to do from the time you start this to decide to get married and you start your wedding planning, what things you should be doing, and always be friends. I think one big tip I have at least got is that I will be telling my bride from now is be friends and be really good friends with your makeup artist, and she or he will make sure that you get the look you're wanting at your wedding. So, with this, I would like to again thank Ojas for taking our time and being with us. It's been a valuable, amazing, and a really lovely session. And like what I thought about
Thank you
Ojas,
so much. Thank you so much. And guys, love you all. Thank you so much of love which is pouring on my, messages. Really love you. And yes, I'd always say, darling, please have the perfect smile, not only on your wedding, every day, and be confident every day of your life. Because I think when you start loving yourself, everything just falls fantastically in place. And have faith in others when you go to a perfectionist or to a professional. Just trust them blindly, and everything will go rocking. And have a lot. And when you manifest good things in life, only good things happen to you. So I promise you, now the start manifesting good things, and all good things will happen to you. And we shall all rock the world again. Stay blessed. God